That's what we're gonna be. That's what we're gonna be. Hey everyone, welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about having a plan A, B, and C, D, and F if you need it. Okay. The point is that usually when people want to lose weight, they have an all or nothing mindset, right? Dieters are notorious for being all or nothing. They're either doing everything perfect or they're not doing anything at all. And that is kind of the kiss of death. I am here to tell you, I know the diet industry is trying to convince you that that's the way to go, but just use your own eyes and look around and see all the people trying to be all or nothing, everyone, and see how many of them are successful. No one. So the real secret to getting to your goal weight and staying there is being all or something, being able to always be engaged, sometimes more, sometimes less, but always engaged. That's the secret. And in order to do that, you're going to need a plan A, B, C, and however many more letters you need. Right. But most people are only going to commit to one or the other. Plan A, it's either do or die, burn the boats. I'm going to do it. Okay, great. Sounds good the first day, but how does it feel the third, fourth, fifth day? Okay. So we got to take a look at reality. And as much as we would love to be able to just change perfectly in one day, it's very rare that that's ever going to happen. And that's okay. You can still get the results you want, but you have got to accept that the idea that you're going to step into a perfect path and walk it perfectly is ridiculous. And we need to start having some flexibility with our approach and how we're going to do this. And again, the plan A, B, and C is the way to do it. So this is a concept that I will kind of explain through an exercise strategy. All right. Now, again, I'll give you an exercise and a food strategy. We'll start with exercise. How often do you see or yourself have done this or see other people do it? Where they're going to sign up for the gym or they're going to sign up for some big class and they're going to do that. And they do it the first couple times, then they quit. Classic. Okay. So if you want to start exercising more, again, we want to start thinking this concept of having a plan A, B, and C. And plan A may be signing up for this big class, joining the gym, signing up for all the classes, whatever. Okay. And that's kind of plan A. If everything's great, I'm feeling good, I got energy, I'm feeling, I'm not sick, I am good to go, then maybe I can do that. Okay. But if all of a sudden work gets stressful, life gets crazy, I want to have a plan B. What's plan B? Well, it could be you're going to go to the gym still, but you might do not a class. You might spend 20 minutes on a cardio machine. Maybe that's plan B. But then we also want a plan C where you don't even have time to get to the gym today. You're so busy, but we still want to have some exercise in our life. So plan C, maybe I will do a 5-10 minute video on YouTube. That's just a cardio exercise. Again, you get the idea that this forces you to start thinking in more granular terms and more flexible ways, right? You start giving yourself options instead of just holding yourself to this perfect example, which again, sounds great in theory, but in reality rarely works out because usually life comes at you full force at some point and it's difficult to be perfect. So again, we want to accept that, acknowledge it, and move forward by having options for different scenarios and situations we find ourselves in. And we want to recognize that plan A may be to go to the gym and do a full hour-long workout. Great. Okay, that's the all piece. Great. And if you have the time, energy, and ability to do it, super. But that sometimes you're not going to have that time, energy, and ability to do it, right? And so again, we want to have other things that make it easier. And so again, I'll work out at home, right? I got a home workout. One's 45 minutes, one's 5 minutes, right? But what happens is all of a sudden we have a plan A, B, and C. We got options. And it allows us, or at least sets us up much more powerfully to stay engaged. Because that's the number one thing you got to watch out for, is that you jump into something 100% and you can't maintain that level of 100%. And so because you have no other options, you just quit. You completely stop. And if you look at your weight loss history, I bet it is marked with starts and stops. And if you're really honest with yourself, most of the time it stops when you're not doing anything. So this all or nothing thing technically is nothing or all. And so we need to turn the nothing into something. And that is how you get some of the best results that you can imagine. It's almost counterintuitive because it's not this big dramatic being perfect. It's consistently doing things better over and over again. All right. So let's talk about eating, plan A, B, and C. Let's say you snack at night. Okay. So you say, okay, I'm serious about my diet. I'm going to stop snacking at night. All right. First 3 nights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you get through it. Oh boy, but here comes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Starting to feel a little different. Oh, don't know if I'm going to be able to not snack at all tonight. Holy shit. What's the point? What's the point of life if I can't have some snacks on Friday night? Okay. So again, most dieters, it's all or nothing, plan A or no, nothing. But I would suggest that, okay, yeah, plan A, great. You're motivated, fired up, ready. Don't eat anything. Super. But if you're feeling tired, frustrated, whatever, and you feel like you really want to eat something, you keep thinking about it, think about it. So plan B. Plan B might, okay, well, I usually eat a pint of ice cream. I'm going to eat half a pint of ice cream. I'm going to scoop some in a bowl and I eat half as much. That's an improvement. That's plan B maybe, right? And plan C might be, I'll eat the ice cream, but I'll get a low calorie ice cream and I'll start eating that. So I'll switch it for something a little healthier. I'll eat my ice cream, but also drink some water. I'll eat the ice cream, but I'll eat an apple first. Again, I'm just making up ideas, but the main point is not the specifics of what I'm saying, but the concept of having some alternatives for yourself to appreciate the fact that there's a good chance that when you start your plan on Monday, that by Thursday, Friday, you may not have the same level of motivation and willpower available to you. And that is okay. That's normal. That's called being a human. I think you're going to get much better results when you step into being a human than imagining and hoping and expecting yourself to be some godlike creature who is perfect and never makes mistakes. I think that's the biggest mistake you're making with your diet and your weight loss. And so when you start giving yourself options ahead of time, you set yourself up for success because you're setting yourself up to succeed in reality, as opposed to imagining that at some point the fairy tale becomes reality and you're a perfect being who never makes mistakes, who always has energy, who always has willpower, because that's not real. And so we've got to acknowledge that and adjust and meet that reality by having better strategies. So I hope this helps you out. Again, think of some plan A, B, and C. I can't think of a better time to think that way than holidays. All right. So give that some thought and value progress over perfection. And I think you'll find that when you approach January 1st, you're a lot happier that you did. All right. And if you want to go deeper into this whole concept that I'm talking about, click the link in my bio or go to Program Yourself, then go get the free hypnosis session I give you and watch the training video I made for you. It's going to help you out. If you're over in Facebook land, I will go and put the link right into the chat. If you're on TikTok, you can click my little picture over there. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. And I'll do my best to answer them. Yeah, I spelled that right. But I hope you're all having a nice day. Here we are. Boy, Christmas is coming quick. Where I'm at, it's been freezing too. The weather it's been very weird. Very weird. We already got snowfall. I don't know. It hasn't snowed this early in a while. And it was kind of a lot of snow. So I'm kind of behind a little bit. But anyways, I hope you're all having a nice holiday season. Yeah. What's up, Kent? Kent says, exactly. Having a plan A, B, and C allows you to be proud of yourself either way. Kent, thank you. I like that take on it too. Again, Kent's in the program, killing it. But again, having alternatives, having different strategies for different situations, how can that not be a good idea? You know, when you really reflect on it, when you compare having a plan A, B, and C to just having a plan A, how can that not be better? And I think what'll happen is, at best, you'll have this idea in your head, well, if I give myself any other alternatives, I'm going to take them. You know, I think that's why people do that. I think they have to hold themselves to one extreme idea, because if they don't do that, they're going to fall off the wagon. But my point to you is you fall off the wagon anyways with that idea. It doesn't work. You think it should work, but it doesn't. That's so much of life, I swear. And so much of getting better at something is realizing that the thing you thought should work, and you've thought about it and you've looked at it from every angle. I don't know. It should work. I should be able to follow this plan perfectly. I should be able to lose weight quickly. You know, you got to watch out for those shoulds. They can trap you. And so a lot of times we get trapped in our own shoulds. And the thing we think should work for us doesn't. Dieting is at the very top of that list. Dieting doesn't work. It doesn't work for anyone, folks. Statistically, a 84 to 95% failure rate from dieting for long-term weight loss is pretty much no one succeeds. That's you know what I mean? When 10% of the people, you know what I mean, may succeed, that's pretty bad numbers. So anyways, yeah, dieting don't work. Let's see. What's up, Robin? Robin says progress and accountability over perfection. Yes, absolutely. I love that. I love progress over perfection. I'm so excited, folks. People that are in Program Yourself, then I have given all the email messages you get every morning, they've all been kind of a facelift. So it's not just a facelift. It doesn't just look nicer, although it does. There's also, it's just set up a lot better now. Oh man, I am so happy. I just got this done. I'm as proud of this as I am of the book. This is one of those things I've wanted to do for so long. And I'm so excited because this makes the program a lot better. Every email I was fixing and updating, I was like, holy shit, this is so much better. So I'm so excited for you all. I can restart. You all know you can restart the emails whenever you want. Give me a day or two because I know, I believe that I'm going to be able to set up a page where you can, or I'm going to be able to set up where you can click a link and it'll automatically start you. And that's what we're going to wait for. But so give me a day or two and I will set that up. But if you're already getting emails, you will notice tomorrow morning the new emails. And I think you're going to like them. They're really good. And the exciting part of it is just, it's one more touch point I have for you. Because I know sometimes you don't have time to listen to the session. And so this email alone is going to work to install the mantra into your mind. So I'm super excited about that. Keep an eye out that if you're getting the daily emails of the 8 weeks, you will notice that tomorrow morning. Joe says, how much sweets or sugar do you think a healthy adult should have? I mean, there's that should. I mean, there's just no, that answer is more complex than anything. I mean, how much sugar, sweets or sugars should an adult have? Well, what's based on what? You know what I mean? Like again, we got to look at our goals and kind of define them before we can answer that question. I start that answer by saying, I don't want to be the healthiest person I can be. I say that to you. And I know sometimes, what do you mean? You don't either. I don't want to be the healthiest person. The healthiest person I can be, I would never drink coffee. I would never eat sugar. I would, never eat processed food, never eat fast food, never drink alcohol, never overeat. You know what I mean? Like again, I'm not looking for that life. I'm looking to see, how much food can I eat? How much sweets can I eat and still be at my goal weight? So I kind of go at it from a different angle. That's me though. You know what I mean? Someone else might have a completely different take on sugar in their senses and say, well, I don't want to eat any sugar. Sugar's terrible for me. Well, then maybe your answer is 0. Okay. For me, I don't really, I'll tell you my general approach to sugar, and sweets. I have clean and pleasure days. So Monday through Friday afternoon are my clean days. The weekend is my pleasure days. And what that means is my intentions are a little different those days. So my intentions on the clean days is I'm really eating primarily for fuel. And I am absolutely intentionally looking to limit sugar and sweets pretty much as possible. I will absolutely, most of those dinners after dinner, have at least some chocolate. But I'm looking like ideally I'm having nothing after dinner, or I'm having some chocolate after dinner, a couple squares of chocolate, right? That's my ideal on clean days. Do I always live up to that? No. Sometimes I get a muffin, sometimes I eat cookies, it's just stuff gets in sometimes. Okay. But that's my intention. I've gotten very good at it. Okay. So I'm not 100%, but I've gotten very good. My clean days, I really do dial the sugar down. On my pleasure days, I eat more sugar, but everything's relative. So because I eat less sugar on my clean days, to have a couple things on the weekend with there's sugar or whatever in them, desserts, whatever, it seems like a lot more than if I'd been eating sweets all week. Okay. So that's reality's relative. So for me, that's how I approach my sugar. I treat it like alcohol. I moderate my sugar very much like I moderate alcohol, which I do the same thing. I really aim to not drink alcohol Sunday through Friday night, Thursday afternoon. So I don't know, I'm squiggly language, right? But it's usually Monday through Wednesday. I'm not drinking any alcohol. Pretty much. I get a little wobbly in December because of the holidays and all that, and I let myself go. But basically, I'm looking for about 5 days I don't drink any alcohol. Then the 2 days I'll have some alcohol. So I've been managed sugar very much like that. So again, I wish I could give you a clear-cut answer, but I don't really have one. It's up to each person and how sugar affects you, what your values are, what your goals are. There's just more to it. So I'm not trying to be slippery here. I just think that that's a question that would require a little more thought to be able to answer, and specifically knowing where you're at. Myrna says, what about oat bran for cholesterol, fullness, blood sugar, and a healthy bowel? Oat bran. Well, when you say oat bran, I don't know if you're like just saying oat bran in a general way, or if you're saying like oat bran, like is oat bran like a type of cereal like Cheerios or something, or is it like a type of cereal like? Okay, wait, let me see here. Yeah, oat bran. Oh, look at that. Okay, oat bran is so I'm learning about oat bran today. Okay, oat bran versus oatmeal. They're not the same. Oat bran is the nutritious outer layer of the oat grain, while oatmeal is typically made from the whole oat kernel, making oat bran more concentrated in fiber, protein, and certain nutrients like iron and magnesium. Okay, so I never knew this. So thank you so much, Myrna. I just literally learned that in real time. Now, in my belief system, my big general belief system is that the more whole and natural the food is, the better. So that's what I believe pretty much out the gate. Are there exceptions to that rule? Sure. Okay. But out the gate, I'm pretty much always going to choose the more whole natural food. So now that I know about oat bran, yeah, I would think that that's better because the more whole the food is, the better typically. Right. So what's going to happen if you have more of the outer shell? I mean, this is why I eat Ezekiel bread, right? So Ezekiel bread is the bread I eat during the week, and that's made out of sprouted grain as opposed to flour. And so flour, the difference between white flour and whole flour, there's just less of it. There's less of the wheat. And so typically the more of something, the better. Right now, again, there's always exceptions, but that's a typical rule I follow. So my initial response, without having studied much of it, but my initial response is that the oat bran would probably even better for cholesterol, fullness, blood sugar, and a healthy bowel. Because to me, the more fiber, the more whole, the better. And so that's going to be my kind of initial general answer without knowing it. I've never tried oat bran, so I don't know what it tastes like. If it tastes like absolute trash and sticks, I would probably just stick with oatmeal because I think oatmeal is pretty good when you get the good oatmeal, not the instant oatmeal with sugar in it. Like steel cut oats, right? So if you use steel cut oats, I know that's really good. But if you make it even healthier by having even more of it, now it's oat bran. Yeah, so that's definitely just boop. That's just one on my list of something. As long as I remember it, I will try oat bran out and see what it's like because I do like oatmeal, and I'm always looking for alternatives. But again, the wholer for me, the better. So, yeah. Yeah, Robin says common sense for sugar, et cetera. Yeah, I agree. Although common sense isn't as common as we think. And I think a lot of times we can't really rely on our common sense so much because we've been fed bullshit our entire lives by the food processing and diet industry. So I will push back a little bit in the sense that, common sense, don't just trust your common sense right out the gate. If you've studied stuff and you know things, that's one thing. But if you're kind of coming into nutrition and paying attention to your eating new, I would not trust my common sense too much because your common sense is wrong a lot. So Maya says I lost 14 pounds already. Nice job. That's exciting. It's fun losing 14 pounds already. Good job. Keep it up. Eunice says, love your ideas of thought. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I get here. I'm here every day too. So if you like this, well, not every day. I'm here Monday through Friday, usually around noon Eastern. Usually get on here for an hour or so. And again, this is my mission in life. I am here to help as many people as possible live at their goal weight. I am the creator of the Program Yourself Thin system. And I do this every day because this is my mission. So yeah, I'm trying to share some ideas that hopefully will help some people. Because I think that when it comes to weight loss, we have been fed a diet of bullshit the entire time. Because again, the diet industry is a branch of the food processing industry. And that's really the start of the whole problem. Weight Watchers was owned by Heinz. Jenny Craig was owned by Nestle. Atkins Food Products owned by the same company owns Auntie Anne's Pretzels and Cinnabon. Slim Fast owned by the same company that owns Ben & Jerry's ice cream. So these companies clearly are not in it for you to lose weight and stop eating their products. They're there to get your money while you want to lose weight, fill your head with rocks so you go back to eating the way you always had, and then ultimately just take your money from their products that you got problems with from the beginning. So yeah, I appreciate you saying that you like these ideas because they're different. And so if you're new here, though, make sure you go click the little picture of me up on the left. I got to change that picture. That is old. I didn't even have a beard then. You're a little boy, little kid. But yeah, if you're new here, make sure you go get the hypnosis session because I give you a bunch of stuff. I really do pride myself that no one gives you more free stuff than I do. I already know that's true, but I got a bunch of free stuff coming. And one of them is going to be the report I just put together. So it really kind of breaks down the core of the program is called the Program Yourself Then method, which uses the redo rehearsal technique to program your mind. It's a 60-second mental programming technique you use at night. And it basically programs your mind. It gives you the ability to run your own mind and to program yourself to think, live, and eat like a thin, healthy person. And so that report is ready to go. I'll probably be sending it out this weekend. So again, I really do give you a lot of stuff. I gave it the goal weight quiz, how to choose your right goal weight, motivation challenge. I mean, I got so much stuff, and I got way more stuff coming this next year. So get on my list. Again, you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe. But if you do like it, it's a lot of value, I would say. I'd like to think that. So Jesse says random, but the video where it says envision yourself being in the body you want, I have a hard time. Yeah, I get that. A lot of people have a hard time imagining what they'll look like at their goal weight, in their dream body. The secret to that is to realize you don't have to see yourself. The main motivation you feel from this is going to sound weird, and this is a trick of the word visualization. Because people hear visualization and obviously it's focused on visuals. So you imagine in your mind you have to see things. You do not. Some people see things very clearly in their mind, like pictures. Some people don't. Does not matter. The secret to imagining yourself being at your goal weight is not in seeing yourself as that person. It's in feeling yourself as that person. And I know this sounds strange because as a dieter, you've been conditioned to think like a dieter your whole life. And one of the core ways dieters think is they think in before and after pictures. You have been conditioned to think about your weight primarily as a visual aesthetic thing, how you'll look on the outside. Now, the problem is that you don't have a good sense. Humans aren't good at imagining what they look like. If you think about this, right? Imagine for millions of years we evolved. There was no mirrors. There was no pictures. There was no videos. You didn't really have a sense of what you look like. And so evolutionarily, we do not have a good sense of what we look like. That's not an ability most people have a very strong ability for. What we do have a strong ability for is tapping into feelings, connecting to feelings. So the secret is if I was at my goal weight, how would that feel? And the one you listened to, I'm sure I said, imagine you're lying in bed at your goal weight with your eyes closed. Why does that do that? Because I want you to step into the feeling of being at your goal weight. Physically, what would it feel like? How would you breathe differently? How would it feel to know you were at your goal weight? Right? Imagine the peace of mind and the freedom, the calm, the relief, the being present in your body, the feeling good about yourself, the feeling proud of what you had accomplished, the feeling of momentum, the feeling of success, the feeling of believing and trusting in yourself because you did it. Then we step into moving, right? Imagine moving at your goal weight, right? How would it feel to go up and down stairs? How would it feel to getting in and out of the car? Carry groceries in, packages in from your car to that house. So I want to make this functional, but notice everything I'm talking about is feelings. How would it feel to run into a friend that hasn't seen you in a while and you're in your goal body? How would that feel? You see, so it's not about seeing yourself. It's more about the feelings you get from being at that goal weight. And it's more about other people seeing you. Although what we can do, I'll give you a little kind of bridge that kind of crosses it, but you'll see which one's more powerful. You'll feel it. But you can imagine you're at your goal weight and you're looking at yourself in the mirror. Okay. And so you don't have to be able to visually see in your mind exactly what you would look like. Because what I want you to do is you can skip that part for a second and just imagine you are looking at yourself and you are at your goal weight. Do you see the difference? So I'm changing your locus of attention. I don't want you to focus on what you look like in the reflection. I don't want you to get obsessed with how many inches your waist is or what size clothes. I don't want you to get obsessed with those little numbers. I want you to go inside and step into the reality of being at your goal weight, being in your goal body, looking at your reflection when you get out of the shower at your goal weight in the body you want to be in. And I want you to feel that, right? Because if you do it right, you'll feel a lot of times a sense of physical relief. You'll feel your stomach, oh, that'd be so nice. That's what we're looking for. That'd be nice. That's what I want. That'd be exciting. We're looking for the feelings we get out of it. So I hope that makes sense. I know it's kind of a sneaky thing to explain, but we don't need to visualize and see ourselves clearly to be able to imagine ourselves at our goal weight. We want to focus more on the feelings we're going to have. So hopefully that helps you. Oh, what's up, Maddie? I said, hi, thank you. I saw your post on Sunday. You're very inspiring. Well, thank you, Maddie. I appreciate that. That's what I do. I've been doing this for over 30 years personally, over 20 years professionally. And I'd like to think that you get better at things as you stick with them, So I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, that makes me happy because that's pretty much the mission of my life is to help inspire people to help them live at their goal weight. So it's nice to hear that. Jesse says, yes, it does. Thank you. Very good, Jesse. I'm really happy about that. And what I would say, Jesse, if you enjoyed that video, this is for any of you, because I know a lot of people like the imagining yourself at your goal weight videos. Click the link in my bio and go get the hypnosis session. It's a kickstart session. And it's like, again, the TikToks, you only make them a couple minutes or whatever. But this session, it's a 10-minute session. So it's not even that long, but it's a kickstart session. It's called The New Thin Me. And we go even deeper into that whole process. So I would definitely check that out. And then I made a training 3 steps to master your weight. I'd watch that too. All that's free. So again, you just log in there and check it out. And I got the reports coming this weekend, the Program Yourself Thin method, where I break down how to run your own mind. It's real simple. It's not complicated, folks. That's the thing. So my main message to you is if you've been struggling with your weight, I know it's easy to get kind of apathetic and negative about it. I understand. Okay. But please just give it one more shot and realize that if you approach it from a different mindset, one that's not steeped in being a dieter, but that one that's really focused on living at your goal weight for the rest of your life, that it can be very different. It can be a completely different experience for you. So I always want people to remember that. Robin says, Ezekiel bread doesn't trigger me for more. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. And I'm feeling that because I told you, those of you who listen all the time, I've been making sourdough bread. And it's so funny, the experience of eating Ezekiel bread versus sourdough bread. You know what I mean? The Ezekiel bread, you eat one, you're done, you feel good for the next 4 hours. The sourdough, I'll eat that and I'll be thinking about it for the next 4 hours. I'm going to eat more of it. One is so much more addictive than the other. And again, a lot of that comes down to the flour. What makes the sourdough addictive is that it's made out of flour, and flour is ground down to a powder. And so when I eat it, I absorb that glucose way faster than when I eat the Ezekiel bread. So speed of glucose absorption is a huge factor in how addictive foods are. So yeah, but agreed. Ezekiel bread is definitely, if you eat bread, you're serious about your weight, shifting over to Ezekiel is really a great strategy. One I've used for many, many years. Robin says, common sense, meaning ahead of time how you feel when you're overdoing it. Yeah, fair enough, Robin. And I didn't mean to pick on you. I say that sometimes though, because it's like, it's just funny. Like I say that all the time. There's the Mark Twain quote. God, I don't know. Will this ever go in my brain? I don't know, but let's see what it is. Twain quote, not what you know. All right. It's I already know. I don't know. I just believe in myself. It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. So I was just speaking to that because a lot of times I have found personally and professionally with people that it's what I think for sure that isn't true that gets me into more trouble than anything else. So I have really gotten good at and practiced and gotten a lot better, I would say, at questioning the beliefs I have, the things I think I'm so certain of. Because again, questioning those things and realizing something you were so certain of is completely wrong is one of the greatest things in the world, because then you can fix it, But if you think everything you're doing is perfect and right, then you're stuck. You're kind of trapped in that. That is a big reason why I get on here every day, because I know most people that want to lose weight are trapped in a diet or mindset, and most people that want to lose weight think dieting is the way you have to do it. We've all been conditioned to think that. I mean, you may, obviously there's surgery and injections too, but on your own, you know what I mean? Like it's dieting, and that's not true. Dieting is one method and it's a shitty method that doesn't work. So it becomes a trap though, because most dieters think that's how you have to do it, and it's not. And so when it doesn't work, instead of questioning the diet, most dieters blame themselves. And so my goal here, above all else, is to help remind you that dieting doesn't work. It's not your fault. It's because dieting is a shitty strategy. It doesn't work for virtually anyone, statistically. And if you approach your weight in a different way, from a different angle, you can get results that you have never dreamed possible. And not only, and this is part of getting good results, but not just getting good results, but getting good results in a way that feels good, in a way that's sustainable, in a way that improves all the other areas of your life. When you're losing weight properly, in my opinion, not only are you losing weight, but you have more energy, you're happier, your moods are more balanced, you're thinking clearer. You wake up feeling better, you wake up easier, you sleep better, you feel better, you are better. And anytime, because that's how dieting's wrong. I mean, no one feels better on their diet. Not at first. It's so miserable. And then listen, no, you don't fucking feel better on your diet. Don't tell me, oh no, when I did keto, I felt amazing. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. We don't stop things that make us feel amazing. So stop bullshitting yourself. And this is one of the things I mean. Dieters bullshitting themselves constantly. I can't tell you the number of times where I'm like, you didn't like doing keto. Oh no, it's the best I ever felt. Oh yeah, then why'd you stop? Right? If I said, hey, stop by my house every Saturday, I got $1 million for you. At what point would you stop coming over? Never. Okay. So if you felt so amazing doing your keto, you'd still be doing it. Let it be known. You didn't feel amazing. You felt weird. I feel amazing. What I'm doing to manage my weight, I feel amazing. I would never stop what I'm doing. Oh, I'm going to eat more sourdough than I don't give a shit. I'm going to figure it out. I'll master it, whatever. I love how I feel. Like, I genuinely feel amazing. I genuinely love it. So I have no fear in my mind of quitting. Or, oh my God, how long do I keep it? I love it. It's weaved into my life. It's who I am. So I think dieters need to recognize that, though, because and I never blame a dieter. I'm like, it's kind of like in the same vein of like, hate the sin, love the sinner sort of thing, right? I hate the diets, love the dieters. You know what I mean? So again, I don't blame you. It's just that all of us have been brainwashed by the diet industry, because it's so funny. I mean, I can't wait for this book to come out. Got a book coming out. Make sure you get on my list for that too, by the way. I got a new book coming out. New book. It's my first book. I don't want to make it sound like I got 50 books. Although I do this, I count this as a book. Jesus Christ, it's 144 pages. I worked on this. I mean, it's one of those things like 20 years, but I really worked on it intensely for 8 months this year. It's 8 months. Yeah, it was maybe 6 months. But, so I'm going to count this a book, even though I don't sell it. Like, it's just for people in the program. But I have my first real buy it on Amazon book coming January 1st. I'm giving it away for free. So if you're on my email list, I will email you and I'll say, hey, click this link, go get the book for free. Get it for free. So, what the hell that got me on? I don't even know what I was talking about. I get all worked up and then forget what I'm saying. Larry says, I love your sense of humor. Well, thank you. Thank you. Try to make it fun, because what's so serious, right? Why so serious? Why we take weight loss so serious? I think that's part of the problem. Although I do take it serious. I take it serious lightly, if that makes sense, because, yeah, the better you feel, the happier you are, the easier it is to eat well, for sure. But yeah, and then, especially like I would say, like even when they're in the holidays, I think it's especially important to focus on like how you feel mode, right? So for me in December, my main focus in December, my primary health focus is sleeping more. So I will get more sleep. And it's funny. I will tell you though, this year, this is the most well-rested December I have had in 15 years. And it's so crazy because I know I got to wake up early. It's so crazy. I've not had that happen in like 15 years. My 2 kids are older now. I'm finally recovered from some of that, I think. But so for me, I focus a lot during the holidays on getting sleep, just enjoying myself, connecting, slowing down, organizing. These are the kind of things, right? So I kind of take a step off the gas pedal a little bit. Even though I'm working like hell, I'm productive as hell, I will say. But it's good work. I don't know. There's like stress work, tweaky work, and then there's like productive, good work. That's kind of where I've been at. But anyways, the point being that I focus on sleep as one of the main things, because I know in December for me, and I make this choice, I'm fine with it. In December is probably my loosest eating month. I'll eat more sugar, I'll drink more wine, I'll eat more bread in December than I do most other months, holidays and all that stuff. But what I do focus on, so I kind of ease off a little bit on I'm not as strict with my eating. But what I do focus on is my sleeping, because if I'm well rested, I find that I tend to make good food choices anyways, even without the rules. So I suggest all that to you, that if you go through the holidays, again, in the program, we've been focusing a lot on the calm holidays, in the Thrive group, going through the holidays in a calm way. And it's like, I know for a lot of people at first, that just feels like some crazy idea, but it's not that hard either, by the way. And it feels amazing. And you enjoy the holidays more, you tend to eat better. And you approach January 1st in a more powerful position when you do it that way, But I'm going to get out of here. I got a lot of stuff I do want to get done here. I'm so excited. I'm about to close a loop that I have wanted to close for like 10 years. And it's so exciting to me. It is so exciting. So everyone in the program, if you're getting the daily emails right now, you are going to get the new one start tomorrow. And that's exciting to me. But yeah, okay. So if you're not in my world, make sure you click the link in my bio, go get the free hypnosis session that I made for you, watch the training I made, read the emails I send. And if you like this, I'm here every Monday through Friday. If you have any questions about weight loss, feel free to ask them. I'm happy to help you out. And if you can't make the live calls and like listening to this, it's also a podcast. You can go to any podcast platform, search Program Yourself Thin, and you will be able to listen to it whenever you want. So, all right, everyone, have a super duper day, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everyone.